We're out here on a sort of tree recovery job. We've got the excavator here with a grab on it, so we go into the sticks, pull out the logs. This one I won't mill immediately. We'll come back like, I don't know, could be 12 months down the road and actually do the milling side of it, but we'll get the logs out of the bush now while it's good access. That's the grab. So when I come out to do, so this is straight off another similar job. When I come out doing shit like this, I will just bring a mud bucket with me. If you've actually got to do any form of digging, you just use the claws of the grab, is what I've found so far. Let it warm up for a minute. So, I also like this excavator. It's got a chainsaw holder. My preference would be my 661 with a 36-inch bar, but I rolled a log on it last week, so it's a bit out of action. Yeah, so that's a little bit out of action. The saw's back and it's okay, but I ended up tearing the bar instead of tearing the studs. So now I'm gonna try and find a new bar, wait for one to come in. There you go. Off we go. Hydraulic's been leaking like a sieve as well. I just put some fucking plumbing tape on it, so fingers crossed we have resolved it. So this is the section of bush we're going to clear. Pretty much the aim for today is don't get hit by a widowmaker. Second of that, we'll try and get some fucking sticks out. But yeah, it's all the shit that's caught up in the tops that'll fucking adds a level of fucking spice to the job. Anyway, we're just going to start from the outside in, clear all the shit we can, and make it up as we go. This is pretty much it. So it's just fucking Heaps of fallen trees crisscrossing each other. Yeah, somewhat concerned about the environment. Fucking excavator tracking all over it. Bracken's this shit here, and it grows insanely fast. It's usually the first thing to grow back after a bushfire. But yeah, so these big logs here and shit like that. This one's just firewood. But we'll try and do what we can to get them out. I'm allowed 2 days for this job, so fingers crossed I can get it done in a reasonable time. Anyway, let's get the sorrow and get stuck in. This is maybe something worth noting as a point of caution. When you're cutting close to massive root balls like that, this gap's opening up here because that root ball wants to lay back over. It's something to look out for, because when it happens and you're not expecting it, you fucking shit yourself and it's not very safe. So it's something to look out for as you're working your way through the sticks. As dramatic as I would have hoped, but you see what I mean. So I'll be able to touch out with the excavator and that top will go back over now. And then I'll be able to work my way up the rest of this log. Try and get that one that's underneath it out. No, we're actually moving alright. We've only been into it for like, I don't know, an hour. There'd be fucking cube or two of timber in that. Still hear that cracking. Is it about to see right back over? Yep. That was cool as fuck. Anyway, that is what happens. Obviously, like, when you see a log laying on the ground, you don't really expect that. Unless you've done it before, in which case you'll expect it, but that's cool. It's been our first little haul for the morning, so it's just gone. We've got fucking a few good barrels there. Yeah. Just shit lined up, but hopefully as we track around I get a clear path. I don't want to have to track in the way that we came through the gate. I want to take the log straight over the fence. So sort of while we're working around through here, like that's this section done now, while we're working our way through here, I want to try and find a decent path up to the fence. and looked at the other job, and we also got sidetracked and picked up the 661. Had to buy a new bar for it. The other one was a bit bent and fucked. Had a little accident. Anyway, 500. So there's a difference in the bars too. Yeah. It's about a foot shorter. It's just so much easier for this shit just to be able to drop the saw in. One side, cut straight through, and keep having it fucking jump around from one side of the log to the other. Look, there's our next drama. See how it's fucking caught up in the top? So if I go fucking around with this log just here, my concern is that that big log's going to slip down. So we might try and sort of help that log down prior to fucking around at the base of the other one. So I'm going to try and pick up the bottom of it and drag it out. Quick update on the Widowmaker situation. We felled it off the stump and obviously landed in front of it. So now we're trying to drag the bottom out as safely as we can without it just sliding into us. No, we'll get it. It's just a bit of a time process. So eventually up the top it should get to a weak enough part of the log that it just snaps against the branch it's leaning on. The concern then is like a branch or a stick or something coming back at us, but fuck, it is what it is at the point in time. Yeah, there she is on the dirt. That one will be pretty easy to get bucked up. I'll go like start at the base, sort of walk out 5-6 meters. I'll cut. No, I won't cut that. I'll drag that around until I've got like a 12-meter section here, and then I'll cut a 6, and then I'll keep dragging through and keep cutting a 6, but use it to drag it out so I don't have to track up into the bush. But we're borderline nearly there. Sorry. That's a bit better. Fucking hydraulic fluid on the camera. Yeah, so we're borderline nearly there. Fucking a lot of timber come out of it. And chainsaws ran out of fuel again, so look that back up. It's kind of like, it's not very often you say this, but I wish this one was quoted. I'm going to get it done in about half of the time I sort of advised the customer I would. Which is good. It means they'll get you back. Like if you tell them 16 hours and you get it done in 8, they'll most likely get you back again. So here's a log pile for today. Which is good going, I reckon, considering it's just me and I've gone to Burwood and Ventry Gully and shit like that back. So my plan is, so I've stacked all these here next to the fence. Tracking takes the longest amount of time rather than go right around. I'm going to bring the excavator in here and then just sit there and throw them over the fence. Just going to have to work out a way for the logs not to roll away. So I've got to bring that log up from down the back near the machine. It's one of those jobs that feels like you should have 2 people to do it, because obviously like it is somewhat dangerous. But I quite enjoy working by myself. Don't have to worry about what someone else is doing. Don't have to worry about if the customer shows up and sees someone else fucking standing there doing nothing while you're on hourly. Yeah, as much as it's obviously dangerous because there's no one watching your back, you don't have to watch anyone else's either, which I like. Good day. Oh, fuck now though. It's like 2 o'clock on a Friday hour and I'm ready for bed. If we get out of this job today, and I'll go down to Clyde tomorrow and start another one. I think The machine will get picked up from here tomorrow, Arvo. Pretty good though. Considering all this timber would have just sat here and rotted. This is our 3:30 update. So we got all the logs we wanted stockpiled, and now I'm just lifting them over the fence and I'll stack them there. I'm gonna have a look. I'm hoping there's another gate down that end. But yeah, I might have to lift over like half of them, track around, move them, because I'm not going to be able to reach out that far. But yeah, bit by bit. Yeah, pretty good day though. I'm happy with that. That is, plus that fucking straggler, the bulk sum of our work for today. And then the client's just giving me the go ahead to actually start milling it, because this job, it's like getting replanted or some shit down the other side, so we're going to lose access, so we had to get it. We were going to do just this part because this shit ain't cheap, and they wanted to sort of spread their money a little bit, but she's just come up and said go ahead and do it. We had 2 fuck ups. Had a log roll through their fence. Of course, it was the absolute last log we had to lift over, and then I fucking nicked the gate on me fucking way out as well, which is a bit of a cunt. But yeah, I've probably got 3 days milling here. It's a fucking bit of wood. So I'm gonna do myself a nice little I'll pick a flattish spot and try and flatten it out a little bit to mill on, just because fucking pushing the mill uphill all fucking day is just too hard, especially when I've got so much work here. It just doesn't make sense to have such a miserable time. So I might scratch a pad in here, and then I can sort of just have the machine pick up and turn them in. So I might start doing that now, I think. A pain in the ass because I got to swap this I fucking hate hydraulics. Anyway, so we'll do that, get that flattened off. I might go and get the trailer tonight, bring back. The fucking tyres on my ute is shit, so I'm slightly concerned about this rain, but anyway. So that's a wrap for today. A somewhat flat pad to start milling on tomorrow. So the idea is mill here and then just set the excavator up there, pick it up, turn 90 degrees, drop the log in. Is what we're going for. So I'll put in a few big days here, like I might pump fucking 12, 14 hours on the mill tomorrow. And just try and get it all fucking knocked. While there's work in front of us, because I wasn't planning on being here. So pushing a few customers back, I'll put in a few big days to try and not push them back as far. Like if I get that done in 2 to 3 days, I think that's good going. Usually I can cut sort of, if I'm really hammering, I might be able to get like sort of 4 or 5 cube out in a day, which is, pretty good pace for one bloke. So yeah, probably 3 days in that. If I do that, even 4 cube a day, 12 cube of timber. So at fencing grade, cube of timber goes for about $1,000. The earners won't be too bad. Too sad, sorry.